What's up, guys? Just a quick breakdown of the Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. fight. And first things first, Chris Eubanks has missed weight by half an ounce, and I think the amount that he's getting fined for it is unbelievable. I think it's criminal. But Chris doesn't look good. It looks like it's been a very, very hard weight cut for him. He looks really drawn out, and I don't. I think that could potentially be a factor in the fight tomorrow, and I do think he will be over that 170 pound um mark tomorrow when the fight happens, and I feel like he will be fined more because of that. Um, and that can play a big factor of him not rehydrating properly. That can play a very big factor into the fight because that can increase his chances of being knocked out. Although I don't think it's going to happen. Number one, because Conor is much smaller than Chris, and that knockouts obviously can still happen, but it's more likely for anyone, if anyone's to win by knockout, it's going to be the bigger, stronger person, which is Chris Eubank Jr. Now, the rivalry has been brewing, personally, not just because of their dads, but between themselves as well, as we've seen with the excellent slap from Chris Eubank, and and just obviously Conor Benn's always a bit like he's a trash talker, yeah. So obviously, this is very personal for them, not just because of what their fathers did. It's about it's about not only legacy, but it is personal between them two. And I think tomorrow it's going to be an exciting fight tomorrow. But in the end, I think that Chris Eubank Jr. is going to win. I think he'll win by decision. I think it might genuinely just be a shutout because he is proven to be more skilled than Conor Benn. But seeing as Conor Benn is young and he hasn't fought in a while, we haven't been able to gauge his skills for a while. Conor Benn could have improved majorly in the time between his last fight and now, which that can happen with good trainers, with um working on his mistakes, and because he's young, it's easy to adapt and to improve. Whereas Chris is getting older, yeah, and he's not gonna be able to adapt as easy as Conor would. Now, with Conor Benn's clomiphene egg problem, um, it's interesting because now it makes you think: was he on clomiphene on all those fights before he got caught with it? And now that he has been caught with it, his last two performances haven't been beautiful, absolute domination, and with knock that ends in knockouts. For example, like the knockout he had over Chris Algieri, who has challenged for the title twice. Which, again, even though Chris Algieri was older, it's still like a good win to knock out a veteran like that. But his last two performances, which haven't been against the same caliber of even the old Chris Algieri, so I think that that could be due to the current theme. I'm not saying it is, but or maybe he's changed up some things with his style. Maybe he's working on things because it's an easier opponent, so he's maybe tried to work on different things in that fight. But overall, I think that Chris Eubank Jr. will win either with a late stoppage or a clean decision.